Good morning, friends. Happy Saturday. August 8th, which is blowing my mind that we're already in August, and did it feel like March was like the slowest month? Like it was like, man, everything is happening. And then I don't know what has happened from March until now, but it's like flown by. And we're like already in the swing of back to school things and all the craziness. And I wanted to do a call specifically because we're growing a lot as a team, which is amazing. And we have a lot of new coaches. We have a lot of new challengers. We have a lot of new leaders. I wanted to share with you guys yesterday, our mid-year report came out. So you may have received an email from Beachbody that just says like, this is what you've been up to this year. And there's a lot of stuff in there that talks about like your, where is it? Mid-year review. And it talks about like personal successes and like highlights and things like that, things that you've accomplished, since the same time last year. So I dove into that yesterday. And I'm like, this has been a good year. But I'm not a big numbers person. Like I don't go in and like dissect everything in my back office and like bust out my calculator and like figure out how many this, that, and the other. I like to be surprised. I like to live dangerously. So I went into that report and I just wanted to share some numbers with you guys, which is it's just blowing my mind. So my own personal, like this year, I've recruited 18 new coaches versus 12 at the same time last year. 152 new customers recruited versus 97 last year. And I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. But this is what is like getting me. Like personally sponsored coaches, new coaches recruited, 41 versus 18 last year. 318 customers versus 128 last year. And then second level coaches. So like coaches beyond my PS coaches, 30 new coaches versus 7 last year, 172 new customers versus 40 last year. And I'm like, wow, like our team is growing so much. And then this like volume, total team volume for halfway through the year is 623.8 thousand for our little team. Like, isn't that crazy? And last year was 363,000. So we've almost doubled our volume this year as a team from last year. And then your second level coaches, like beyond PS coaches, is 217.8 thousand versus 69,000 the year before. So I'm like, that is incredible. Like, and like my heart just bursts because I never think of like, oh, I'm a coach that is creating success for me. Like I think of this team and like how our team is growing and like how we continue to like duplicate and trickle down that like importance of like community and consistency and like having a support system. And like, it shows. And, and I was just completely blown away. When you open email, it only tells you like your personal stats and you had to click like read more. And when I clicked read more, I was like, oh, this is exciting stuff. So I just had to share it with you guys this morning because it just speaks volumes to this whole team that it's a no woman left behind. Like we're here for you. Like, let me share my resources. Let me share her resources. Like what works for you, what works for her. And we know that like what works for some may not work for others, but we just figure it out and we do it together and we help, the ones that need more support, we help and lift up. And I'm just a very proud mama coach today. So I just wanted to say a big congratulations to this whole team who is continuing to rock it and show up and keep doing the things. And it shows. So I wanted to I was going to talk a lot about onboarding today, onboarding new customers and onboarding new coaches. And I had set out to put a whole bunch of like slides together yesterday and like walk through this, elaborate process of onboarding. And the more I got to thinking last night, like we were out, we were gone, I was unplugged. And I was kind of just thinking like, it's not a big, long, elaborate process. It's keeping it extremely simple, and it's sharing what we do that works, and it's keeping our people engaged, and it's keeping that momentum building. So instead of diving into a big, gigantic presentation today, I thought we would all just kind of talk and share and things that are working for us. And I do have like just a couple little slides because I do want to talk a little bit about like leadership stuff. But we're going to keep it kind of short and sweet. So I'm going to dive into that in just a minute. And then we're just going to kind of talk. So I'm going to do a quick screen share for my little nerdy presentation slides that I love to put together. All right. So let me see if I can just expand this a little bit. Come on.
Okay, can I just say that when you posted this slide in the team page, I was like, dang, July was such a good month. No, this is not July. This is week 1 of August. What?
Right? I know. I was going to do leaderboards yesterday to like close out July. And I was like, well, we kind of did that on like July 31st. Let me take a look at August. And I was like, oh snap, like look at all this. This is great. Like it's
what?
exciting stuff. So, and this is like, that's week one. So a huge congrats to Jessica and Jen, who hit Emerald this week. Yeah, girls. I'm all the things. Just I'm a giddy schoolgirl today. So anyway, just a big congrats to everyone on our team. If you saw the post yesterday in the team page, I talked a little bit about all of this and just showing up and just, I think, like, I think the ring the bell thing is like really, it's just, I love it. Like, we're all just in there and we're all cheering each other on. And I think that's great. Like, we should be celebrating our own successes and everyone else's successes and doing it together. And if anyone at any point wants to share what's something that is working for you and you're like, man, I've really just found that this is really helping me with this, or this is really helping me with this, our team page is wide open for you to do that anytime. If you want to go live in there and talk about something that's working for you, if you want to share a document or a resource that's working for you, by all means, like, it's not my team, y'all, it's our team. Like, we do this together. So if there's something that you find that is like bringing you success or giving you life or giving you momentum or has made things more simple for you, then by all means, please share. So 17 lives changed this week alone. That is amazing. I don't know why my slides are so dark. There we go. All right. So just a couple announcements as we're going into this next week. I am going to run a free group. I haven't done a free group in a while. I do have a free community, but I just, I've been thinking about it. I listened to that Shannon Harvey girl that talked in the Beachbody Champions about Team Cup, and she said that they always do a free group and then they do a flash sale from their free group, and then they roll it into a challenge group that starts later in the month. And I was like, I used to do that. I had success doing that. It helped build a foundation for my business. So you know what? I'm going to try that and just see. And there's no harm in trying. So I posted this morning, and I've had a few people request to join. And I'm just going to go into my free community and just share some things this week. I have, I know in the Boss Babes, and I have somewhere in the Mompreneur files, I have to dig into it today, is a rock your morning routine. So I'm going to post that in there with some tips. I'm going to share just a weekly meal plan from the mompreneur stuff in there. And I'm going to say, this is exactly what I share in my community that people subscribe to. So you're getting something that I give people that pay for this in my group. You're getting it for free this week. I'm going to give them a document with all of the free workouts they can access. I'm going to also say, if you'd like to access more workouts, you can sign up for a 2-week free trial and just check out what's on demand for you. And I'm going to share just some back to school, mom sanity, kid-friendly recipes, tips, whatever kinds of things, stress relief. And I do want to touch on the stress relief meditation stuff, since that is coming to Beachbody On Demand later this month too. So these are all just ideas that I've put in my notes on my phone that I will just be adding value into this free group for the week. Do not feel like, if you don't like to do free groups, or if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. But what I'm telling you is, this is what I'm doing. And if it's something you'd like to duplicate, or if you'd like to jump into my free group and snatch up all my stuff and post it in your own group, you can do that too. But I think one thing that's extremely important for new coaches and to do is just to start creating a community. So whether you create a Facebook group that you want to just have, to put some resources in there, great. Or if you're going to create a bod group. But I think it's important to kind of just start moving the ball forward if you haven't done that yet, because it really does help. For me, when I was a new coach, I broke away and created my own group because I was like, I want something that I can pour my heart and soul into. So I wanted to create my own community. And I still post in there, here and there. I'll share a monthly calendar. I'll share a recipe. I'll share things like that. But I haven't really done like a focused free group in a while. So that is my plan for this week. And then the following week, the week of the 17th, I plan on running a end of summer flash sale. And we've done these before. They go fairly well. A lot of times we'll create a separate group with a link for people to join, or you can do it via email, and you can send out like an email drip if you're, big into email marketing, or if you're starting to email or whatever. You can do an email thing too. I've always had success with doing a group, with just doing a Facebook group and saying, here you can join if you want to check out some things that are going on. But a lot of times with these free groups, like, you're giving all that value, and that's the point of a free group. You're giving back, you're giving value, you're giving things to people so they see, okay, this is someone who is doing something that's going to help me. And then when they decide that they want to financially invest, then you're there to give them the resources to do so. So end of summer flash sale, it will just be if you if you're on Team Cup, you've got your 3 $20 off promo codes if you haven't used them on regular bundles. Now, those $20 off promo codes are not to be used on MBF bundles because those are already discounted, and they're only good for bundles $140 and above, right? 140, or is it 150? I think it's 100. 140? 40. Okay. So those $20 promo codes, those are something that I'm going to put in my flash sale if I haven't used them yet. And for a limited time, you can get $20 off any of these bundles that are not the MBF bundles. I personally am just pushing the MBF bundles because why would they not want both nutrition programs? Anybody that I'm talking to, like, I have a girl I'm talking to now that doesn't want workouts, she just wants nutrition. And I'm like, well, you're going to get workouts too, because otherwise you're going to have to pay for this program, and which she can, but I'm just encouraging the other stuff, because she's like, oh, I already have workout DVDs. Well, you know what? It's 2020. You might want to upgrade to something digital. Try it out. See, you might. So I'm just saying, use your DVDs for coasters. But anyway, flash sale after the free group. Tuesday nights, we have new coach training calls. We just started them last week. We're going to be kind of from here on out, and this is something kind of onboarding that I was going to touch on. We're going to just have every month, we're going to have like the first Tuesday night is going to be a new coach kickoff call. And then every Tuesday night after, we're going to have a new coach call. So our new coaches can get on. We'll touch on some training things. We'll talk about social media. We'll talk about recruiting. We'll talk about posting. We'll talk about all these new coach things. And it'll start at 8 p.m. Central Time. And last week we went for an hour and a half, but we did have a Q&A at the end. And I did a little tutorial, but we did a very short and sweet 40-minute new coach kickoff. And then we had a lot of just some questions and discussions and stuff. So if you have new coaches, if your new coaches are interested, if you as a coach has questions or anything like that, it's a great opportunity to jump on. And we'll post every Tuesday. We'll give you a heads up what the topic's going to be that night. And I think I haven't even looked at the calendar. I can't remember what's this week. I think Sarah's talking this week. And I know Amanda has the last week, and then Kelly's in the middle. Oh, Amanda hopped off. Have a good weekend, Amanda. Happy birthday. So every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. And then Team Google Drive, I didn't post it I've posted it before in the team page, but I was going to post it again after this call, just because I wanted to give you guys a heads up. I have a Team Raise the Bar Google Drive. I think some of you have accessed it, used it, whatever. But in there, I have shared a bunch of resources. So there's my new coach email in there, our new coach training packet is in there. There's like scripts and documents and all kinds of resources. And then I also have shared in there shortcuts to the mompreneur stuff that I purchase. So there's the MBF in there. The MBF bundle is in there. There's the challenge group upgrades are going to be in there every month. So that is a resource for our team to use. If there's anything that you have that you're like, you know what, I think this would be really great to add to that Google Drive, please send it to me and I'll put a shortcut in there. But there's a bunch of stuff in there already. So if you are like, I need some invite ideas, then you can go to that Google Drive and there's some stuff in there. Or I need a power hour, go to that Google Drive and there's links to a bunch of power hours and stuff in there. So I'm going to continue to build that, and probably at some point we'll try to be a little bit more organized with files and things like that. But for the purpose of having a space where a bunch of things are, where you're not trying to search through the entire team page and this group and that group, I'm trying to just condense resources to make it fairly simple and navigatable. And then this Friday we have something very exciting. So I have been thinking about different ways that I can bring more value to our team and to our challenge groups. And I've been reaching out to some people about doing guest speakers and trainings and things like that. So this Friday at 9 a.m. Central Time, we have a gal in the challenge group who is a certified pelvic floor therapist. So her job is to help women with urinary incontinence, strengthening your lady parts, Kegels, physical therapy, things that all the things that have to do with, and she specializes in pre and postnatal too. So she is going to be doing a Zoom call for, I'm opening it up to my challenge group and opening it up to our team. And you can open it up to your teams and your challenge groups too. Like I said, lady, we may just have 250 people on this call or not, but who knows? We have, we can open it up to our entire team. And she will be talking about, first off, if you have questions, and I'll post in the team page, I'm just waiting on her to get back to me with a bio and stuff like that she wants me to include. And include her website as well. But she's going to be talking about all of these things and answering questions. So she'll probably do a 30-minute call, and then we'll have a 30-minute Q&A where you can ask anything you want in a safe and confidential environment. I'm very excited to have her come and talk. And then she'll also be sharing additional resources if you need additional support and therapy and things like that, then she'll have ways to do that as well. So that's this Friday at 9 a.m. Mark your calendars. I'll put an event in the team page and in challenge groups as well. And I am opening it up to my long-term challenge group, my MBF challenge group, putting it in my bod groups, like anybody that wants to join and jump in. Very awesome information. So that is what I have for announcements for the week. So real quick, I just wanted to dive into the onboarding stuff, and then I'm going to kind of shift gears, and then we're going to go into kind of like just a general discussion. So obviously we're all different. We all have different things that work for us. I'm going to share some things that have worked for me and some things that I kind of do to help my customers and help my coaches get started right. Feel free to implement whatever you would like, and any questions we have and stuff we'll get to in just a minute. So as far as getting customers started right, I think for me, what was my biggest struggle at the beginning was I felt that everybody that I signed up had to be plugged in and had to be posting every day in the challenge group and showing up and doing all their things. And like, here we are, and we're all linking arms and everybody's getting results, and we're all like, it's amazing and we're crushing it. And nobody told me when I signed up as a coach that just like on New Year's Day, when everyone sets those New Year's resolutions, intentions are everything. But a lot of times, if there's no action behind those intentions, then people aren't going to get results. And I think what was very challenging for me initially as a coach was like coaching myself that like, you know what, Ashley, how many times have you tried and failed and fallen off and struggled? And the reason why you haven't had success is because you haven't had a community. So when I bring new customers in, I need them to know first, like, I am here for you as your coach to support you and give you all the resources that you need, but I cannot do it for you. So I will meet you halfway. I will meet you in the middle and know that you have everything that you need to succeed, but you've got to do the work. I'm not going to come knocking on your door every day, and I'm not going to say, get your butt out of bed and work out, but I'm here for you. So bringing them in with the mindset that, you know what, we do this together. This is a community, and you get out what you put in, which also applies to coaching. You get out what you put in. And when you want results, you're going to have to work for the results. And when you want better results, you're going to have to discipline a little bit more. And creating that positive community mindset, I think, is everything. So when I bring my new customers on, and this is in the team Google Drive, as well as in our team page as well, I send them a welcome email. I send them or a Facebook message if they're better with Facebook than email. And I send them my Google document that gets them started right, that has links to, this is how you stream on demand. These are the streaming devices. This is how you access the nutrition content. This is, and here are recipes, and this is the nutrition app, and just getting them familiar. And then I like to do a one-on-one in voice message form. All right, what do you have questions about? What can I help with? What are your goals? And then I get to know them better within the group. But I need them to know, here's the group. These are the things you need. Here's a meal plan to start. And a lot of times, if I'm bringing them into the group in the middle of the month, I still send an email, or I still send a meal plan anyway from the previous week. You can find these in the file section, but this is something that I wanted to send to you just to make sure that you got it. And then I help them navigate through the nutrition side of things and help them navigate through fitness. Choosing a program obviously is very important. And then just getting them plugged in and getting them familiar. And I encourage them to send me their first sweaty selfie after they do their first workout, because I want them to also get in the habit of taking a sweaty selfie after they work out so they can post it in the group, and talking to them about their nutrition. So just some of those early on key steps. Again, this is what I do, works for me. I send them that welcome intro, send them that packet, and then I plug them into a community. I know there are coaches that do pods for their new challengers every month, that do a messenger pod. If that works for you, great. That's not something that I've personally done. Will I do it in the future? Possibly. But then I do that weekly check-in with them as well. So I go back through the week and I send a message and I just say, how's your week going? How have you been doing? What are you struggling with? What can I help you with going into this next week? And then I match their efforts. So if I'm sending a message and they're not responding, okay, I'll send another one the next week. And if they're not responding, okay. And I'm not going to beat down their door and say, what are you doing? Why are you not, because it's everyone's own individual journey. And I think that's something that and same thing goes with coaching. I'm probably going to say the same exact thing about coaching. But letting them know that you're there, and at the very least, like, if you need anything, you know where to find me. Here's the group. And then sometimes I check in month to month. I'll go back and say, hey, how did July end up for you? Is there anything I can help you with going into August? Here's our community in case you missed it. We've got a fresh start. This is what we're going on for what we have going on for the month. But the goal within the group is to keep the momentum going, and to keep the engagement. And if I can do that better privately versus them, sometimes people I'm not on Facebook that much. I don't want to post in the group. Yeah, the app group would be better. Or I just don't keep up as much, but yes, I'm still doing my workouts. And then if they're telling me that they are, then I say, prove it. Like, oh, really? Are you? Okay. So what'd you do this week? Like, how was your nutrition? What'd you cook this week? How are your meals? Did you drink water every day? Because I'm still your coach. Like, I'm still here to help you, and I want to help you get results. So if that means that I need to give a little coach tough love and say, you know what? Like, I believe you, but like, seeing is believing. So show me the money. Show me you're doing it. Just creating that initial good customer environment, I think, is key. And I know we have a lot of new coaches coming in. And I think, as a brand new coach, as you're bringing on new customers, and you're plugging them into your upline coach community, I think that's great. But I also think if you want to create your own bod group and start giving those people your own, value in your own content, I think I would really strongly encourage that too. Because we, as coaches, want to create a duplicatable environment. Because when we have a challenger that goes, all right, Ashley, I see you're doing all this coaching stuff. I'm ready. What do I do? How do I coach? And you're like, well, I don't know, because I've never actually done any coaching on my own. I think it's great to start. So if you haven't started a bod group yet, or if you haven't started a free community yet, this is me like giving you permission to do so. Permission granted. Create your own community, create your own group today. It's a new month. You don't have to start a brand new group tomorrow. You can say, you know what, that's my goal this month. I'm going to start a bod group, and I'm going to start it on August 24th. So I'm going to get my life together in 2 weeks and figure out what I want to do. And then I'm going to open that group, and I'm going to start plugging people in. Creating a start date is very important, because then it gives people something to look forward to, and it gives people all right, here's the deadline, let's get it started. So real quick on coaching, getting coaches started right. I wanted to talk about the perfect system for getting your coaches started right. There isn't one. So as much as I have wanted to just come into this call today and go, this is exactly what is going to work to sign up your new coaches and get everyone to star diamond by the end of the month, there really isn't a perfect system. And trust me, I've searched over the last nearly 6 years for one. I've created so many things, my head spins when I think about it. Have you guys been to our team website? Did you know we have one? Because we do. We have all the things. We have all the pages and trainings. I've tried to create those trainings on Asana, and there's just so much stuff out there that you can do to create a new system for your coaches. And you know what? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I think with what was very freeing for me was when I learned that everyone has their own learning style, and that me trying to, let me go back. You can't want it for someone else. And that is a big, just relief, because knowing that, as much as I have a new coach that comes on and they're like, I'm ready, I'm all in, I'm blah, 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 I can't wait, I wanted all the things, and then they never do anything and get on a call or respond to messages. And it can be very frustrating, because we are helpers. We want to help people succeed. We want to help people get results. And but we're also not like therapists. Like we can't always fix something that someone's dealing with or going through that's causing them to freeze, polarize, any of those things. So just knowing that like you have a system or you have a process, and knowing that you can't do it for them. So I have a new coach that I can send an email and packets and plug into all the groups and plug in all the trainings, and they may do nothing. And I can have the same exact process for someone else, and they may do everything. And I can have one coach say, I haven't even looked at any of that stuff, but I figured out how to set up my back office, and I got to Emerald last week, and I'm at Success Club, and I haven't done any of the trainings. Everyone is completely different. But I think, as coaches, it is our job to guide. It is not our job to manage or micromanage. And like when I signed up to coach, if somebody said, Ashley, you're going to be a manager, I would have quit. Like, you know what? I was a manager. I was a bar manager. I was a store manager. I did some nurse management stuff. And I don't want to manage people. I want to help people succeed. And I think when we take that approach, like, I'm not here to manage your behaviors. I'm not here to tell you what you have to do. Like, it's everyone's own job. Leadership is lead her ship. Like, teach her how to drive the boat. You don't have to drive her boat. So there is not a perfect system, but I did want to give you guys some things that I do that have helped me along the way. Whenever I have a new coach sign up, I send them a welcome email, and that's in the team Google Drive. And in that email, there's a couple questions that say, like, what are your goals for coaching? What would you like to do to get started? What does coaching look like, successful? What does success look like for you as a coach? And I just want to figure that out. And then I want to know, like, what are your commitments? Because I want to match your efforts. Because if you are a 100%, I am all in, awesome. Like, then I will run with you. I won't run in front of you. We will run together. We will do it together. But then I also need to see if they're going to match my efforts and vice versa. So I think, having that initial conversation is very important. And then giving your new coaches kind of that empowerment to do it on their own. So I always send them our new coach training packet, and I say, start diving into this. Get back to me in this email. And if that new coach never responds to my email, then first respond to my email. But I also send a lot of messages. I send voice messages. I send messages. Hey, just wanted to make sure that you got my email. Did you have any questions? Is there anything I can help you get started with? And then I plug my new coaches into a new pod. And I'm starting to do that every month. I haven't created one for August because I just have a summer new coach pod that I'm doing right now. But within that pod is where I give more value, where I say, here's a great video on how to set up your back office if you haven't done that yet. Here's an example of some invites that I'm sending today. This is an example of messages that I'm, struggling with that I have walked through. Here's the link to the power hour that we're doing this afternoon. Here's our new coach kickoff call. And just being when you have a 1 or 5 or 52 or 175 new coaches, having them together in a group is helpful for everyone because everyone can ask questions. And if someone messages me privately, I'll ask, do you mind posting that in the new coach pod? Because I'm sure somebody else has that same question. And then I'll answer it in there. So I'm giving the attention to everybody that needs it within that new coach pod. That very first, I do like to set up a one-on-one call with my new coaches because I do want to know, like, where are you at? And like, what do you need? And like, what would help you on this journey? And I also let them know, like, this is your business. Like, you get to do with it what you want. And it's fun, man. Like, I want my new coaches to know, and my challengers too, that this is fun. Like, we have a great community. Like, this isn't work. Like, again, you're not here to manage. Like, you're here to enjoy the fact that, like, you get to help people get results while you're taking care of yourself along the way. And you get to be a shining light, and you get to be a support system, and you get to be a friend, and you get to be a cheerleader and an encourager and all those things. You guys have probably heard me say this because I feel like I've said it a lot lately, but you can say all the right things to the wrong person, and you can say all the right things to the wrong person, and no matter what you say, they're still not going to do the things, or they're not going to sign up, or they're not going to join your group or whatever. And you can say all the wrong things to the right person, and no matter what you say, like, they're still going to want to join you. They're still going to want to sign up. So there's not a perfect script. There's not a perfect algorithm for, or flowchart, or, there's all these different things that we can do. But I think it ultimately comes down to, here are the resources. I'm here to help. Let's just do it together. So with our new coach trainings and things like that we're doing, these new coach calls, it's just these are the basics, and like, it's just a matter of like getting people started and getting them in the habit of just doing the simple things that we do. Even top coaches still invite every day because they believe in the business, they believe in the community, they believe in themselves, in their challenge groups, in the results that come from the consistency and showing up. So I just want my new coaches to know, like, I'm still in the trenches with you. I'm still doing the things every day. I'm not a manager. I don't want to manage, but I'm here doing the work because I know that if I want my business to grow, I need to have more conversations with people. I know that if I want my challenge groups to go, I need to have more challengers come in. And if I want to have more challengers come in, I need to be talking to more people. And I am doing my tracker every day. And we're doing power hours for the week. We're offering power hours and power hour times to work with anyone in this business, whether you signed up yesterday or you signed up 5 years ago. We're all doing these simple, vital behaviors every day that are growing our business. I think what's extremely important, and I did put that a little bit on here, this is my last slide, is helping new coaches figure out what their why is, because everybody signs up for a reason. Somebody signed up because, whether you have a challenger who signed up because they're at the breaking point, and they're like, all right, something happened. I had an event. I have to start working out. I have to start getting healthy. Or they said, you know what? I'm drawing a line in the sand. I've got to make myself a priority because my mental health is struggling. If I don't take care of myself, if I don't fill my cup, nobody else is happy. Or you have a coach who has signed up because they need the community, or they need additional income, or they really want to leave their job, or they really want to take a trip and they want to get it paid for, or whatever their reasons are. Somebody starts with a why. Everybody starts with a why. So I think helping new coaches, helping our challengers figure out what that why is and keeping that at the forefront is really, really important. And then ultimately just leading from the front and just being your own independent leader. And then just sharing what you're doing and duplicating that within your organization. So that's what I have for slides. We will switch over into conversation mode. Does anybody have anything they want to add, input, anything like that? Oh, Kelly, Eric is mowing. Eric, stop it.
Like, for real, I'm on a call working out and watching all 3 kids. And you're mowing right next to me? I might murder someone. So I heard nothing of what you said, but it looked fantastic.
Thanks.
I thought it was very helpful because I had a few concerns earlier in a meeting about some of the new challengers that I signed up, and I'm just like, I keep checking in with them, and I'm trying to get them more engaged. because I don't want them to feel like, oh, I got your money and now just whatever. And so I was really struggling with that because some are like not responding to my messages or whatever. And but I also don't want to like bombard them with several messages like, this lady is a freak. So yeah, this was very helpful. Thank you.
Does anybody want to expand on that? Like, does anybody have any, like, what do you do when people like ghost you that have signed up with you? Does anybody want to share anything that they do?
When I am ghosted by people who've bought a challenge pack or bought their year, whatever it is, and I try to get in touch with them, I try to amp up what I'm showing like in my stories as far as the connections that people are making and the check-ins and stuff like that, because I want them to see that this is something that they should be a part of, that it's not a scary thing and we're not a bunch of weirdos, and I want them to feel welcome and encouraged to check in. And then we always do Spirit Week at the end of the month. I think most of us are doing that right now. And that's usually a way to sort of draw out a couple of those people who aren't really participating, but are sort of watching from the wings. Those, there are always the creepers in the midst who are like, you can tell that they're looking at stuff on Facebook, but they're not actually participating. So I'll just send them a message like, hey, we're doing Spirit Week this week. If you get in, your first post, I'll send you a stick of Energize or, just to get them into the habit of posting.
Yeah. I haven't even looked at the Spirit Week for this month. Has anyone looked at it? I don't know.
That's the beginning of the month. Nope.
I still got to do a newsletter for August.
It's the weekend before that we both go, oh, shoot. Yeah. Last week of the month. We got to do this.
Right?
Oh.
Anybody else have anything you want to share?
Well, I have a question. Like, when do you start your own group? Like, how many challengers do you suggest you have before you start a group? And can it get, because my fear is maybe, well, it's the group we're in, maybe it's too big for some of the challengers and they feel a little intimidated, but I also don't want to start a group with like 3 people and only 2 of us are.
I think my first group had 2 people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Raycow. She was one of my first. She may have been the only challenger in my group.
Mm-hmm. I think when I joined Kelly, there was only like maybe 10.
Yeah.
But I think when I left, I only had maybe like 3 people or 5 people in my group.
Okay.
Look at him on the mower with the kids.
You can just flick him off too. He's like, go inside. So I was like, I'm gonna kill you. We love each other.
I almost feel like, Jen, that starting small is better because you end up failing in front of smaller amounts of people, and those will be your ride or die homies who don't ever leave you because they've seen the mess that you've accidentally created and it's endearing and they're motivated by it and they want to be there to support you. Like, yeah.
I don't know, Tracy, is that how you feel?
Sorry, Ryan was distracting me. What?
Are you still with me because you saw me fail a million times in the beginning?
Oh, one more time. Sorry.
He has no idea what we're talking about.
We were talking about how it's easier to start with a community when it's small and it's just you and a couple people. And Caitlin was like, it's endearing because they're watching you like fail. They're like, not even fail, but like be a real person. And so
Grow? Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, Tracy, is that why you're still with me? Watch me.
I wasn't intimidated by you.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
exactly
it's like people who sign up, sometimes they think that we have it all together and that we're perfect, and they're embarrassed or they're afraid to say, hey, I'm only working out twice a week. But it's like, dude, you're working out twice a week. Get in there. Let's party hardy and celebrate this. Like, they think that just because we are in there every single day, getting sweaty every single day, that they have to do the same thing. And it's like an all or nothing mentality.
And I
No,
think
one of
that's-
my better posts, like I posted a picture, and like you always try to pick the good picture. And so I posted it, and then I'm like,
do
okay,
not.
I'm wearing this headband because my roots are gray. I'm doing this because of this. You like, this is what you see and this is what you don't see. So,
Right.
and I got a lot of engagement on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's really important about making sure you continue to tell your story, where you start from. Because I'm probably not relatable now, but my story, my beginning story, and
Yeah.
I think it's really important. Like someone who is 2 kids, has no energy, is so sad on the inside, but not on the outside, and is so uncomfortable in their clothes that they don't go anywhere. That's who I was. That's not who I am now. So I'm not as relatable now as I was back then. So that's why continuing to tell your story is so important.
And also, whatever the podcast was from, maybe it was on the calendar for yesterday. I don't know. I'm loosely following the calendar. The Mindset Mentor.
Let's not bring it.
Said,
It's a bad subject.
what? Why?
I sent it to Sarah yesterday, and I was like, I love you. You're so amazing. Thanks for being awesome. And she told me not to talk to her because she was going to punch somebody. But no, we're good. We're past the story. It's fine.
Wait, what?
Go with what you were saying. It was a great podcast.
Okay, that might be one that I try to listen to because like 5 people have said how great it is. So.
Well, but just the one that's about self-love and self-discipline. Is that the, y'all were arguing over that specific one or just his podcast?
That wasn't the one I listened to yesterday, I don't think.
Okay, I listened to that one yesterday and maybe I screwed it up, but it was real good. That one was good. I don't know what you guys listened to.
Kelly, go ahead and tell the story because they all didn't hear it this morning.
I don't know what happened.
Well, Jen heard it this morning, so it's redundant for her. But I listened to, I don't even know which episode it was. Maybe it was the wrong one. Whatever. We have a girl in our group who posts them every day, so I listened to whatever she posted.
Okay.
And it was so great. And he was talking about how he calls his friend Dean every day because that's like his bestie, and he like keeps like positive people in his corner, right? And he's like kind of eliminated or not talked to, or
Oh yeah, no, not that one.
just distances himself from people who are not positive. So anyways, I sent it to Sarah because I was like, this reminds me of Sarah. Like I have to talk to her like 4 or 5 times a day because she's just so awesome and she just keeps me positive and like she's a coach and like.
Wait, it gets good.
So I send it to her and I'm like, this made me think of you. Like, hold on, I'll read you the text. Oh, the podcast yesterday was Your Thoughts Change Your Reality. No, I don't know. Anyways, it was.
I'm trying to figure out what the heck I listened to yesterday because it was good.
I said, this made me think of you. Thanks for always being such a positive, encouraging friend. Her response was, don't talk to me today. I'm going to punch somebody. Oh,
Girl, you're so mean when you break a bone. Dang.
We had just gotten in the car from packing the car, and I was in so much pain, and I had tears just rolling down my face.
Oh.
Said that to me, and I was like, I'm gonna punch someone. And then I like continued to text like, I'm sorry, I'm just having a really hard time right now. Like, I don't know, but I kept sending laughing emojis, hoping she wouldn't think I was such a bitch.
Did it work?
Probably.
we're all good. I don't care if she doesn't like me. I still like her.
I get a bad day every now and then. I think breaking a bone helps.
No, the one I listened to was the key to self-love is self-discipline.
Oh, the next week one.
Oops. damn. Okay, well, I'm ahead a week because I'm an overachiever. Clearly.
I thought maybe I screwed it up. I don't know.
It's me. It's always me. I'm always the one. Okay. My point is that this one, the key to self-love is self-discipline, is one that you should send to new challengers, because it's all about how, you know, everybody has this idea that when I lose all this weight, then I'll love myself and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you have to love yourself first and treat your body well, and the rest will come after that. And to me, like, if I had heard this at the very beginning of my journey, I would have been like, yep, I'm in, I'm motivated, he's right, he's speaking to my soul. So I think this is a good one. I don't even know how we got there, like why I'm talking about that, but I like it.
Well, that's good to know. You're ahead of the game. You've given me content and something to listen to today.
You are welcome. Now I have to go back and listen to the crummy one. Apparently it wasn't good this week.
No,
I
it
was
was
just a jerk.
No, it was really great.
Oh, okay.
This week, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But just not, I mean, it's like, it kind of falls in line with like how you manifest your reality. You know what I mean? Like your thoughts create your reality, right?
Yeah.
So what you focus your energy on is what is going to be your reality. And so he then just started talking about his friend and how like he keeps positive people around, and like he doesn't give his attention to negativity, because
Yeah.
that would then create a negative reality. Got it?
Got it.
But what I
I'll
liked
go back
about
and
it
listen.
is that it was a little bit more scientific. Like he talked about the part of your brain that gets activated when you, like, why that happens. Why, when you focus on something, like for example, you buy a new car, you see that car everywhere, right?
I listened to 2 of his podcasts yesterday. That's what happened, because I definitely listened to that one too.
Oh, you did listen to it?
I did.
What is this? Because I think I've
You're a mess.
Mindset Mentor. I don't know. I was on a walk. I was just kind of letting it roll. I don't know what I listened to. Anyway, woo, squirrel.
Squirrel. Well, I just opened up that podcast calendar for the first time just now. So don't be like me. Do as I say, not as do. Like that. I'm like, wait, there's a podcast. Yep, there's one in the, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's there.
OMG.
You're welcome.
There was one last month too, and now she's
Yeah, I did. Yeah, the last month one, I know about that. I somehow missed this one this month.
I think this is like, I love the podcast because, well, not all my challengers love podcasts, but when we do a team challenge, they get points for listening, so it kind of forces them to listen.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like about it is it's so much more, it's such an easy, quick way to get in personal development, rather than me saying every month, you should really be reading a personal development book.
Right.
Reading a whole book is hard. Listening to a 7-minute podcast is easy. You know, so it's like a good way for them to actually get in their PD.
Yep.
Well, good. Now I have lots of things to listen to today.
Guess what? You're a week behind.
Oh, I thought you were a week ahead. I'm like, now I'm 2 weeks behind. What is happening?
In case anyone's curious, it's August, okay? We're in August.
And it's Blur's Day, and we're gonna be fine.
Was it last week, Kelly, that I had no idea? I kept saying June, like I was going back.
Yes, you were.
It's not June, honey.
Not June, sweet pea.
Hasn't been June for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Tracy, look what came.
Oh.
Ooh.
Tracy gets her degree today. Is she still here?
Was that your book?
I didn't know I was getting a book. Why am I getting a book?
For doing Team Cup. I put it in the text.
Obviously, I'm winning at keeping up. All right, I'm ordering the workbook since I got the book now.
There's a
All
work.
right. Right now.
It's
Seems
amazing.
that way.
It is. Will you go get it off my desk? It says,
Please.
your boss, something. Oh my, says the guy who has no manners. He doesn't even say goodbye.
How do you
Ew.
not say goodbye?
It's a weird He just like hangs up the phone. He does now because it was like when we started dating was my biggest pet peeve. But he was like, "Yeah, please. Where's your manners?" Thank you, darling. No, honey, it's a workbook. That's a binder. That's
Thanks,
a binder.
sweet pea. Have a great day.
Sarah, why do I feel like your shirt says boob right on your boob?
Yeah, it does. Or poo. Poo with an exclamation point.
Oh,
Day.
see, I couldn't see the bottom of the P, so it looked like a B. So I was just like,
Wait, what the hell does it say?
it says boob
Pool
on
day.
your boobs. Just
It
boob.
does not. It says pool day.
Boob.
Dude.
Can you show me one more time?
Show me
Eric, it says something about fear. Yep.
Oh, I see pool. Okay, all right.
But I can't go in the pool, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, put your arm in a trash bag and a big rubber band around it. You'll be fine.
I can't with soft cast. Once I get my real cast, I can.
Yeah.
Your pink sparkly cast.
Mhm.
Okay. It says the Fear Boss project. It's brand new. Like it just came out at the end of May. So like her letter to her readers talks about being like in quarantine with COVID. And I know that this is a really hard time for you. But this is where we all are fearful. Like this is, you know, we're all in a different time. And how do you come out of this? And it's so good. So it literally like, I'm only on like the first fear experiment, but then it like takes you through different like things to like, this was like my dream box. Like I just wrote down all of my dreams, but then it takes you through like things you're fearful and like how you overcome them. And then there's like pieces to read, but it goes along with the book. And it said like you can read the book on its own, you could do the workbook on its own, or you could do them together.
Okay, question. Do I need the color version or can I get the black and white version and save $10? Because
I got black and white. I didn't get color.
Okay. All right.
There's a-
Cheap is good.
Awesome. I'm ordering it right now.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who hears workbook and I'm like, ooh, nope. Ooh.
That's the Montessori in you.
Yeah.
God, I'm not good at that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's okay. I don't believe, like, I don't use workbooks. Well, I mean, I have to, but I don't.
Like I found this super cute daily mindfulness journal at TJ Maxx when I went to TJ Maxx the other day.
Like a date with.
It was so good. And I'm looking through this like, yeah, this is super cute. I might be able to do that. But then I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. The worst.
It's work.
Anyway.
That's like, I got this prayer journal and it's so pretty. And
It is pretty.
it's a 52-week one. So like you just do it like, so for me on Sunday, like I like to spend time on Sunday, like, and then I do my like daily devotional and then I just take things from that and put in here. But it's not something that I feel like I have to do every day, you know? Like I like that it's weekly and I can just put like mindset stuff for the week in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's really pretty. And the inside is like she's like an artist and she like, if you go to her Instagram, like she has all these cool like things, but like just pretty handwriting and things like that. Like
Just makes you want to write.
yeah, it does. It does. And there's like little like guided scripture things in there too. I'm a sucker for a good, beautiful notebook or something.
Did
I
you
wish
guys see that Trent Shelton's new book came out?
Yes.
No.
And it's like geared for like adolescents too, right?
Yeah, I have it on Audible that I'll listen to, and I bought it for Brady.
Oh yeah.
He's not probably real impressed about it, but I am. I do make him listen to the Straight Up podcast, like, because I listen to it so much. And so if there's one that I feel is really relatable for him, like I make him go back and listen to it. I really like him. And I think he's so relatable to teens.
His little like short little live videos in the mornings and like he's so good. He's so good.
I like it. He's like, he'll do his podcast from like the middle of nature.
Yeah.
I'm just out doing my run, and I just really wanted to, like, this was on my heart, and I wanted to talk about it as he's, like, heavy panting.
Yeah. Anything else anybody wants to share about onboarding stuff or any questions you guys want to ask? Anything?
Emily, good to see your face.
Yeah. Rise and shine.
Are you like
in the morning? That's why she's so quiet. She's not awake yet.
Yeah, she's still in her cute jammies that she wears.
She's typing. Like, she's like, I don't want to wake up my family. Oh, Rhiannon. I'm like, who? Rhiannon just left.
My desk is my bedroom, and my husband is
Oh. Poor Mike. She can't talk.
Wake up, Mike! She's got her.
Oh, no, I'm sure there's farting and groaning and the waking up of a man.
You guys, on Tuesday night, we were on.
Sorry, we're still recording.
And Kelly's coach, her husband, like, walked into the bedroom and, like, started to get undressed. And she was like, no! And he, like, ran out. Like, he almost took off his pants on the call.
Somebody's kid was just
Who was that?
the other day.
That was on the new coach call on Tuesday. It was hilarious. And who was it?
Yeah.
So it's my coach Jessica's new coach,
Okay.
Becky. She's in our challenge group, Rebecca. It was so funny. And then I posted the recording in the team page, and she's like, "Oh God, now everybody!" Or she said something like, "Oh God, it's recorded now. Everybody can know." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, it was Take It Off Tuesday is what we were calling it, because Ashley was wearing the
I had that, like, crop top.
like this the whole time."
I was
We were just calling it. That was so funny. We were just, yeah. But anyway, she's like, "Oh my God, I just played the recording for my daughter," and she was dying because she has like teenage daughters, So
That's awesome.
her daughter was like horrified that her dad was taking his clothes off like in the middle of.
I love it so much.
I had, like, a screen share going on, so I couldn't tell what was going on, and, like, everybody on the side, and, like, everybody was cracking up, and I'm like,
I had to
What
find
did
out.
I do?
did I make, like, a funny typo? Like,
I
why is
know. I
everyone
tried
laughing? Like, I have no
and
idea.
like tell Ashley, because I was like, I feel so bad. She probably thinks we're all laughing at her, like some
I'm like,
mean
what?
stuff. I was like, I swear to God, we're not laughing at you. Like, he just took his pants off, and she turned around like, no.
So now we're all going to go back and watch that recording and scroll through it to find that moment.
Minute
Like right
5.
at the beginning too. It was funny, but then it just got funnier because then Ashley looked naked the whole time, and so of course Amanda and I are just like sending naked gifts back and forth to each other.
And I'm like, and I'm camping, and I'm getting these naked gifts. And, like, Ashley topless, and Ashley didn't wear her clothes today to the call. And now now one of the coaches' husbands trying to take
Y'all are a hot mess. I love it so much.
Can't say we don't have fun. So if you want to come to the new coach call on Tuesday, pants are optional. Just saying.
Ooh,
I'm charged.
Or shirts apparently.
It's crazy.
sounds like shirts. Yeah.
Wear whatever or nothing. Body paint, sure.
Body paint.
Emily's trying to keep her shit together right now. This is not fair.
Can you? I'm gonna do social media.
Tuesday.
Okay. Can you guys kind of talk to get an idea from your new coaches, like what exactly they need to know? Like, I mean, I have things that I'll cover, but I want to make sure I answer their questions specifically. And we'll start with a Q&A too, and then I'll go from there.
Yeah, I'll schedule a post in the team page to go off Monday afternoon that says, like, what do you have questions about for social media? So that people can just plug it into that thread, and you can take it to the call on Tuesday.
Perfect.
Look at that juicy baby.
Hi, Macy.
Just bite her face. Hi, baby.
Yes. Wow.
Your kisses.
Oh,
Do you want to
yes,
do
the midges.
itsy bitsy
Hi,
spider?
Hi, Jen.
Bye, Jen.
I did. Yeah. What else can you do?
Hi.
You sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider?